Okay. Um, each one of these videos is like I feel like I have to do it because just of everything with it and everything behind it. So I guess in this episode, this Starbucks thing, every time the blacks do this, it's not because they're right. It's because the people who run the business just back down. It's the same thing as, back in the day or even still, where someone hacks into a company's files, takes a bunch of sensitive information, or shuts down the whole their computers, and says either, wire this much money to this account, or you'll be shut down. So they have to do it. I remember coming across this once forever ago. I don't remember the company or nothing. Just I was going to the company for I don't even remember the reason. But I walked in and everybody was just sitting there. It was one of those places where everybody's like in a cubicle. And I think there was somebody there I was going to go meet. And so I asked, what's this? What's going on? Nobody's working. And the guy, the manager of the place said, we're shut down. Someone hacked and I got to hurry up and wire them like 130 grand or we'll stay shut down. I'm like, are you kidding? You're just going to give him the money? And he's like, I have to. Because otherwise we're going to lose a lot more money if we shut down and we have to get tech people in here and fight it, yada, yada, yada. And anyway, whoever it was that hacked knew that it would cost them more to fight it than if they just gave the money. And that's what this is. These two black guys, nobody's thinking. That's the biggest problem with this country. Nobody actually thinks. All they do is have stuff come to mind. And if something comes to mind to them, they thought their freaking brain off. They thought so much the top of their head freaking blew all over the place. These guys obviously concocted this because that's what's been going on for who knows how long. If you look at all the Black Lives Matter stuff of, white people just need to give us everything. They just need to give us everything they got. Social justice. This social justice thing. There again, the Democrats, I've said this I don't know how many times in my videos, they cannot survive without everybody that follows them being stupid, without their stupidity. That's just the bottom line. They're always looking for how can we make these people think that we're trying to save them, but those people over there, the Republicans and the Christians, are keeping us from doing it, and they're the ones this and they're the ones that, and they just totally rely on that stupidity that the people never actually look to see what is going on or has been going on. They just got this thing. Let's just make the blacks think that we have all these semi-trailers, farther than the eye could see, just billions and gazillions of miles full of stuff that we're just dying to give them. We're just dying to give it to them, but it's the evil Republicans that just keep us from doing it. And as long as they keep voting for us, we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep working on getting it to them so they don't ever have to work or do nothing. Everything, houses will just fall out of the sky. Big monster mansions will just fall and land right where they are, and they'll just be filthy rich for nothing, and then they can just hang out and chill with their homies and pimp and hoe and whatever. And, there again, you have to fight to be that freaking ignorant, but that's where it is. They keep waiting for this huge, these mountains on mountains on mountains of, prizes and treasures and everything just to, like, out of the blue show up on semi-trailers or fall out of the sky or whatever it is, pop out of the ground. And, because the Democrats said that they're going to do all this for us. They're trying to get us, they're trying to help us out, And instead, all they do is get all the people thinking, don't go to work. Don't do anything. Just sit on your butt and do nothing, and we'll take care of you. So they do that, and then, of course, generation after generation after generation, they get nowhere. They stay on welfare. They have nothing. Mom gets on crack. She has kids from, 20 kids from 85 different guys, and they can't even support themselves, let alone the kids. And no matter where they live, of course, it goes to hell. Because, the idle mind, if someone isn't doing something positive, then, the brain's got to do something. Just it's how humans are built. If they're doing something positive, they're going to do something negative. And that's where they go. I know this because I'm originally from LA. I sat and watched about how they, Democrats got them all worked up And they're like, well, look at these people over here on the hill. Look how nice their houses are. And look, you down here, you're like living in government subsidized housing that's ghettoish. It's like, yeah, because that's what you demanded they do. That they get on the dole, get on welfare, and don't work. And, of course, you don't want no tax dollars going to nothing but yourselves. But you have to give them X amount so they'll vote for you. Because if you give them nothing, they ain't going to vote for you. So that's what the Democrats keep doing. Let's give them just enough, and let's just keep lying our ass off to get them to think that we're trying to get it to them. It's just the evil Republicans that keep stopping us. There again, there's these fairy tale semi-trailers, that go clear to past Pluto, loaded up with everything for free. Just the Republicans won't let us give it to them, And so that's what this is. It's them trying to get everything they can for free, which is what they've been doing forever. They've been told that's the way. It's the Democratic way. The only reason you don't have what you have is because someone stole it from you. And to someone that wants to be like that, they're going to be like, yeah, I used to have everything. I mean, we used to be filthy rich and had mansions and property, and we even had our own zoo full of animals, all the animals we wanted. Yeah, we had everything, and someone white just appeared out of the blue somewhere and stole it all. Yeah, that's what happened. You just have to fight with everything you have to even swallow that one. But they do and have. So now the white people owe them because the white people stole from them. And it's like, like I said, I'm from LA. I used to work with a bunch of black guys. And all day it's all I heard. Whitey this, whitey that. White man did this to us, white man did that. Finally, I said, what did the white man do to you? And every one of them, oh man, you gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. What's the white man done to? Are you kidding? Are you serious? I'm like, yeah. What happened to you? What white guy was it? Give me a name. That, broke in your house in the middle of the night and stole it. When you woke up, you were like, somehow you were, when you went to bed that night, you're in this huge, nice house, and when you woke up, you're in the middle of a field, because Whitey came and stole it, or whatever like that. Where was your, I don't know, $1 million car, and it was parked in the driveway or in the garage or whatever, and when you woke up, it was gone, and next thing you saw, Whitey was running around in it, and the government just said, well, he's white, so he gets to keep it, Who? Where? When? And not one of them had any single answer. Everything was just, oh man, you gotta be kidding, man. Man, are you serious? I'm like, no, what is it? What happened? What happened? What happened? When and where? When and where? When and where? Not one of them had an answer. Instead, it's just sit there in a circle and tell each other, yeah, Whitey did it. That's why we are where we are, because look what the white man did. White this, white that, white. And they just sit and say that to each other and never think. No one ever steps back and says, you know what? Wait a sec. Nobody white did take anything from us. We didn't have anything anyways. Most of them don't know their dads because the dad just knocks up the girl and the dad's like, I'm not getting pinned down with that. She's hoeing on everybody. She don't even know who the dads are of the 4 or 5 kids she already has. And anyways, you get the picture. So these guys concoct this, and it's funny how the intelligence that they do have, how they use it. They're like, well, if we go into, a Chick-fil-A, they're not going to pay out, because they don't believe in this, and our way of social justice thing. But, Starbucks, they've publicly have said that they totally support this and they're down with us. So let's go to a Starbucks and just sit there and just be all loud and crazy and talk crap and all that. And the media's already with us. The media's not going to say what we're doing. I mean, the very most they'll say that we were just sitting there. But you know what? We ain't going to just sit there. We're going to go and we're going to drive customers out. We're going to talk crap. We're going to act all gangster. People will look, walk in, look, see us, how we're acting. They'll walk right back out. Anyways, sooner or later, we'll get someone there to say the N-word. We'll get someone to call us a nigger or even say it, under their breath behind the counter. And we have our lawyer on speed dial. We have that lawyer. He's already ready to go. We already talked about this. We have planned out with this lawyer, this activist lawyer. And, so we're going to keep our phones on, actually, too, to record the whole thing. So as soon as someone says the nigger word, That's it. We got him. And we could sue because Starbucks is huge. Starbucks is big, you know. And we'll just go for everything. We'll get freaking Stormy Daniels' lawyer in here. You know, just one of those lawyers that, you know, with no morals at all. Which, as far as I'm concerned, Stormy Daniels' lawyer. That's like a joke, a T-shirt I saw way back that said, you know, John Holmes stunt double. Which, if you don't know who John Holmes is, he's the next porn star. Because, you know, what's this guy a lawyer for her for unless he's getting some? Which he better be getting some. You know, I don't know how fresh it is. It's like, I don't know, eating some seafood dish from some restaurant that everybody else has had their tongue in. But whatever. So, anyways, everybody knows that there's kind of lawyers. You know, Anna Nicole had one. This guy's like, all of a sudden, Anna Nicole's lawyer. It's like, lawyer for what? You know? Unless she's giving you some. And anyways, in that case, that was the case. So anyways, they have this guy on speed dial, you know, Johnny Cochran type, you know, that's going to come out screaming, oh, black, torturing black, murdering black, innocent black, and mutilation and insult, and look what you did, you know. So they go in, you know, and they even get asked to leave, not only by the manager, because the manager's like, look, if you're not going to buy nothing, this is a business. It's a, you know, kind of a private establishment. You know, it's public, but it's private. They have the right to refuse service to whoever. You know, but they know that that's the case, and they're like, no, we're staying. We're staying. Out of all the things we could be doing right now, probably looking for work, you know, or at work, but of course they don't work. So they're there just pulling whatever crap they can. So instead of, you know, having a scene happen inside the whole thing, which is a joke, because now we're allowing crime and allowing crap just because someone's skin color isn't white. Because if these were two white kids, they would have got their asses thrown out or thrown in jail. And you know what? The white parents would have been like, yeah, you know what? You need to sit in jail for a minute to pull your head out of your ass. Which is the difference between the white and the black race. That's the bigger problem. Because in the white race, if a couple white kids were pulling that, we're like, you know what? Do what you got to do with them to make them pull their head out. You know, let's learn that lesson right now. Where in the black race, everybody's standing up for it. Yeah, they have a right to be there all day, every day, doing nothing but pulling crap, talking crap, you know, insulting people, being annoying. They have the right to be in your business, in your house, your wherever, doing whatever we want. You owe us. You owe us, you know. It's like the mafia. You know, someone in the mob like clubs somebody in the head and takes something and runs back to the restaurant. Oh, look what I got. They're like, oh, dude, man, score. Look what you got. Nothing about clubbing somebody in the head. That don't matter. You know, all that matters is what did you get? And that's the black race. They've been conditioned like that, I know, or, you know, I guess we have to say, by the Democratic Party, that, you know, you are owed. You know, because slavery happened over 200 years ago, you were owed. Now, it's funny that the Democrats don't admit that they were the ones who invented slavery in this country and fought, you know, went to war to keep it. They managed to keep that out. But then again, they play on the ignorance of the people. And that's the deal. These blacks, they, even, because this has been out enough that you have to know that a good amount of them know. That it was the Democratic Party that induced slavery, went to war to keep it. But still, what matters to them is somebody said they're going to give me. They're going to give me everything. You know, so, you know, even though those are the people that actually were the ones that enslaved my ancestors and butchered them, I'm just going to throw that out the back door and, you know, try to blame the Republicans for it. You know, it's like the bank robber trying to blame the cops. You know, bank robber gets caught outside the, you know, bank with the money. And, you know, he's in court. He's like, the cops did it. I was the one trying to stop them from robbing the place. And that's how bad everything is right now with the Democrats, which, I gotta say this every single time, they're just Satanists. You know, them and all their people. I mean, you know, everywhere that they got them, in the colleges, you know, in the media, and now in our intelligence, like Comey. I mean, he straight out sold his soul, went in wherever it happened, but he did. I mean, the crap he's coming out and saying, well, it's possible that Trump, had these hookers in a hotel room and they were pissing on him. It's possible. Well, then you know what? It's possible, Comey, that you had sex with every gay male hooker that you could last night and the night before and the night before. And you're actually infested with AIDS. It's just not public known yet. It's possible, right? It's possible, And you say that, this lie, because that's the thing with Democrats. You got to make every truth a lie and every lie the truth, Even if the lie is something against them, because they know, like, as far as Judgment Day goes, that matters. If you prosecute somebody for, something really small to get them off the streets, but you have to make up the evidence and all that, they're cool with that, because it's a lie, and you'll have to answer for it, even though the person is guilty of hell or more, murder, rapes, whatever. I've seen them do this, where the Republicans will be fighting with them about something, and the Democrats will be like, no, you ain't getting me on that. You aren't getting me on what I did, no matter what. So the Republicans come up with, well, how about we get you on this other thing, which is not true. And they're actually like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll admit to that. I'll admit to that. But that's because they know, because they sold their soul, and they know the whole thing's coming down to Judgment Day, because that's the main deal with Lucifer, getting as many souls as he can. So every lie that they can get you to accept damns your soul more. So if you're like a conservative Christian and you're trying to fabricate evidence to get somebody on something, that they didn't do, because anything to get them off the street or, to nail them, and you don't go for what really is the deal, because it's too hard, and you don't want to do the work, which is the deal with Republicans. They, we only want to fight a little bit. And then once the Democrats make it where it's going to be a bloodbath, we'll just let them go. We'll just let it go, because we don't want to, really spend that much energy or effort. Which is the biggest problem in our freaking government. You just can't get anybody to, stand for anything that's right anymore. Which is why the Democrats get away with all the crap they do. But this deal here with this Starbucks thing, where that's been the whole plan all along. Go in, refuse to buy anything, and then fight to have an incident. Make sure an incident happened one way or the other. The cops have a right to remove you and arrest you if you won't get off someone's property. Businesses have the right to, they got signs everywhere, no shirt, no shoes, no service, Or if you're obnoxious, you walk in and start talking crap, saying, F you bitch, you fat pig, you faggot this, you bitch that. They have the right to call the cops and have you arrested. Same as standing on someone's front lawn. You walk on their property and you stand, and the guy goes out and says, what are you doing here? No, we have a right to be here. We're black. And we're not white. So we could stand here and do whatever we want all day. The guy's like, no, you don't. You don't have a right to nothing like that. He calls the cops. The only way to get the cops get your ass off their property is to arrest you. Then you protest. And there again, all the blacks stand behind it. We have a right to stand on your property and be where we want and do what we want, and you can just kiss our ass. Of course, if you do it to theirs, no, that's a whole different thing. They're totally hypocritical when it comes to that. And that's the problem. That's the problem right there. How the black race stands and supports it. Because, like I said, if these were two white kids, that were in there, and the cops arrested them to get them off get them out, the white race would be like, you know what, they just need to learn their lesson. This ain't their world. They didn't create it and build it, and they sure as hell aren't the inventors of Starbucks. So they have no right there. It's a business that they are allowed to go into. And of course there are laws that they can't, discriminate, like sell coffee only to white people and not any blacks, but that isn't the case. But they don't care about that. They don't care about the truth or the facts. And to be honest, before I wrap this up, this is like affirmative action, where, they fought forever saying that white people won't give us no jobs. No, they'll give you jobs, but when you get the job, you got to show up to work, you got to show up on time, and you have to work. Those three things right there were have been the biggest problems with, I'm just going to say it flat out. I know it's no, because I work with them. Those three things are the biggest problems to them, because showing up on time, one is issue. Showing up at all is another issue. Like we had guys that were showing up like 2 or 3 days a week, but still insisted they should keep their jobs. They should come to work when they felt like it. If they didn't have too much of a night the night before, out on the town, screwing around, doing crack, because this is back in the crack days. And they shouldn't lose their job no matter what. And the worst thing, this is the ultimate, is they thought if they got to work and on time, well, that was it. Hey, that's 2 out of 3, man. You should just be happy. Maybe I'll do something today, but I'm not really doing nothing. I showed up and I'm here and I'm on time, and that's it. I shouldn't have to do a damn thing all day. In fact, you making me stay till 3:30 or 4 o'clock or whatever, the whole 8 hours, that's torture. Look what you're doing to me. Look what you're doing to me, making me stay all this time. Why don't you just pay me? Just let me go do my thing. Just let me stay home. And why are you making me get up this early and making me come and be here? Why are you doing that? That's I can't even tell you how many times I heard it. So finally they pass affirmative action where you have to hire X amount of people that are black. It was like for every white person you had to hire somebody of a different color, because they did put in other races as well, but mainly it was for blacks. You had to have X amount of blacks, and this is the Democrat way of stopping welfare, satisfying the Republicans, because they knew what they were going to do. They were, it's funny because Maxine Waters came out with this dog whistling, I don't know what you call it, phrase or comment, which is a real phrase. It's not like homophobe, something they make up. That's total BS. But she came up with this dog whistling thing, and I'm like, God, you know what? Thank you, Maxine Waters, because now we know really what to call what you've been doing with the black race, forever. This dog whistle thing, where you say one thing public, and then behind the scenes you say something else. It's the street, so word flies through the street faster than anything. So then it was, okay, go apply for jobs that you can't do. The highest paying jobs out there. And I remember hearing this, like as soon as affirmative action was passed, I'm like, God, you know what? They're going to collapse every company there is now. Companies have been around for hundreds of years. And that's exactly what they did. They were applying for jobs that they never even heard of. Physicists, biologists, nuclear chemists. They were just looking in the newspaper for the highest paying jobs. And they knew if the word sounded like super scientific or was a word they couldn't pronounce, didn't know, never seen before, well, that probably paid a lot. So they would call and say, yeah, shit, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm calling about that big word job you got. Yeah, it's in the paper right here. Yeah, I want that shit, And they would show up and say, yeah, you got to give it to me or I'm going to sue you for racism. That's it. I don't care. I got Johnny Cochran on the phone right here. I'll sue you for racism. And companies were having to hire these guys in these higher positions, but then they would have to hire another guy to do the job. So they had 2 people for the job. And of course, the black guy that got hired, he's all, now that's it, motherfucker. That's what I'm talking about. I got an office and everything. I sit on the phone, talk to my homies. I can show up when I want. Dude, I'll sue you for racism. I'll sue you for racism. Don't you dare. Don't you, And they were collapsing companies all over the place. Companies that had been around for hundreds of years. Coming in and, being like, that's right, motherfucker. That's right, bitch. Bitch, motherfucker. She, motherfucker. And finally someone would say it. Someone would say, get the fuck out of here, nigger. And that was it. Speed dial. Pff, Johnny Cochran. Sue me to the ground. They said nigger. They said, nope, I got it on my phone. I've been recording it. I had my recording going all day. I got it right here. One of them said it. Sue the company into the ground. And that's how affirmative action got canceled. That's how affirmative action got totally wiped out, erased, voted out, but right back out, because they were destroying the country. But they don't care about that. They don't care if they destroy the whole country, just as long as they get what they can get. I don't care if the whole motherfucking thing hits the fucking dirt. Whole thing, every single motherfucker can eat the shit as far as I'm concerned. Just give me mine. Just give me mine. Believe me, I know the talk. People are like, dude, you sound like you're black. Yeah, I heard it forever. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. I'm here. I'm at work, and I ain't doing a motherfucking thing. I ain't doing motherfucking shit. And I'm getting paid, bitch. Paid. I'm not doing a fucking thing, and I'm getting paid. You know? And then they wonder how come they lose their job, or why they're poor, or they're homeless, or, you know. And I don't know. Last thing I'll say here is there was companies I worked at, because I worked for I don't know how many companies. You know, they hired a black guy because of the whole affirmative action thing, the whole racial thing, and the guy would barely do anything. You know, maybe he would do, you know, like 2 hours of work for the whole day, if that. And you're like, dude, man, you know, they're going to fire you. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you ain't working. You don't ever work. Yeah, I did. You know, this morning I, you know, moved this pallet over here. I moved this, you know, I did that over there. And it's like, for 8 hours? I mean, dude, you're costing the company money. The company is losing money paying you. You ain't making the company money. I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah, you know, motherfuckers, look at all this shit they got. Look at everything they got. They can afford me. They can afford me to just, you know, hang out and do nothing. Nothing. That's another thing. You know, it's just a whole part of the mindset. They got to say as many words wrong as I can. You know, birthday, you know, where he be, you know, where she be. You know, what this, you know, means what's this, you know, and you try to tell them, you know, because at first if you're naive to it, you're like, maybe this person doesn't know what the real word is, so you tell them, you know, it's birthday. No, birthday. Who are you to say that this is the right way to say it? I mean, who are you? You know, who is it out there that says that this is the only way to say it? Who is that? You know? They don't have no right to tell me. If I want to say birthday, then that's what I'm going to say, because that's my right. I mean, just the ignorance. You got to fight 24/7 to keep getting more and more and more ignorant. And that's the mentality. You know, to be honest, okay, and what I like to do is like give solutions. And because I've dealt with them as much as I have and found that it's impossible, you know, because they're just going to fight with all they have to be like that, no matter what. And they cost society. They, you know, they drag everything they can into the ground. Time to go back. You know, it's been over 200 years. You were never a slave. You were never drug over here. The party that did do it, you support, you stand behind with all the crap they come up with and everything else to basically keep you poor and a problem to society and all that. Because, like I said, if you ain't doing something positive, you're doing something negative. So if they ain't doing nothing better for society, they're out there gangbanging, raping, stealing, carjacking, you know, why keep you here? Especially now. You know, with South Africa basically murdering all the white people. You know, it's that black mentality. It's like, it's just, you can, there's an old saying of, you know, you can take a boy out of the hood or out of the South or out of the whatever, but you can't take the South or the hood or whatever out of the boy. You know, this it's just who they are, you know, because what are we, 20 generations in, and they still got the same mentality of, I should just take everything you have because you owe me. You know, South Africa had like a couple tribes, you know, like really totally out in the middle of nowhere, nomad tribes. And the rest of everybody lived up north because it wasn't as hot. It wasn't as, you know, well, that's it. Down towards the south it was hotter. So the Dutch show up first, and then I think the English, and they found minerals and stuff that was of value, and they started, you know, mining and all that. And they started building up a town and a city. Well, once the rest of Africa found out, hey, there's people down there building stuff, building, you know, a city and getting stuff organized. Let's go down there and see what we could get. All the rest of Africa piled down there, and they actually drove out the two tribes that were originally there. And now they're claiming this is our land. You showed up and you took it from us, and we were the ones living here, and it was ours first. It's like, no, there was these two tribes that were here first, and we have contracts with them where we're giving them stuff while we're taking what we could, you know, use and all that around the world. You all just came in afterwards, and now you're claiming this is all yours. It ain't all yours. You weren't here before. You know, the whites, you know, the Dutch and the English were here before 90% of you, 95 or 98% of you. But now, because South Africa's built up to an actual city, That's organized and is operating, but now it's collapsing because they're driving out all the white people. You know, Nelson Mandela became president. His party, the AMC, you know, is taking over power, and now they got all these political parties that are actually calling for the murder of all the whites. And you know, they're having these huge like rallies in the middle of the streets, you know, like huge monster rallies where they dance and sing "Kill the Boer," which is what they call the white people. And it's just it's unbelievable, but it's genocide against the white people. And you know what? They've driven them out of Zimbabwe, and I don't even know how many other countries in Africa. And as soon as all the white people were gone, the whole thing fell because no one wants to work. They just want everything given to them. And now Zimbabwe is trying to call back the white people to farm because they're starving to death. You know, the president of Zimbabwe is like he's doing all these PR things of white people, we love you, and please come back and help us and, you know, save us. We're starving to death because everybody wants to farm, but nobody wants to farm. They want to own the farm and get all the money and the profits from it. I mean, no common sense again. You know, fight to be stupid. And they've taken over all these farms, and South Africa's doing the same thing right now, where they're murdering all the white people, the white farmers. Look it up. You know, it's all over the internet or on YouTube. Laura Southern is the main person that's been covering it. She's been going down there over and over and over. And she's doing a full-on movie documentary on it. But there's a zillion pieces of that. You know, whatever parts that she's recorded that are going to be in the movie when it's done. But it just shows how they're getting butchered like crazy. That the blacks have way overpopulated it. All the blacks from all the other countries up north. And they're just like, look, there's no such thing as right or wrong here. It's what we want. It's just flat out what we want. So since it's just in their system, how they are, how they think, the whole thing, train them. This is, you know, because that's just how they are. It's what they want. So take all them that are like that all these protests over nothing, you know, where they stage things to throw protests and start a bunch of crap, pick them all up, send them to South Africa. All the South Africans that